everyone, if I could have your attention for just a couple minutes. First of all, I wanted to thank all of you for coming to our very first Thank You Night Out for Vietnam veterans in Barnegat. Thank you. As many of you know, my family and I came over here as refugees in 1975 and are able to all stand here today as proud Americans through the concerted efforts of many, many, many people. Like, for example, my parents. Where are my parents? There's my dad. He's hiding right now. There's not many Asian guys in the room, so you can't hide for too long. And then my mom is sitting over, she's on the phone, she's over in the corner over there. So Key is my dad, Lawan is my mom. So for people like them, they were able to help us come over here and be proud Americans because their number one priority was our survival. And in addition to them, we have my uncle. Where's my Uncle Ian? My uncle, he's the second Asian guy in the room, okay? Oh, there's a third one over here. My Uncle Ian, he was the captain of the South Vietnamese naval destroyer that we used to be able to escape from Vietnam from. And then the hundreds of thousands of volunteers who welcomed us into the States, who fed us, who put clothes on our backs, who gave us tools to be able to survive and become productive members of society, contributing back to the community. For example, like my brothers. Wait, where's my brother? Oh, he's the other Asian guy. Sorry. Yes, sorry about that. Like my brother Zui over there, who has been contributing back to the community by being a member of the Air National Guard for 18 years so far, and has 3 kids that you're just going to fall in love with. And then last, but most definitely not least, we've been able to get here because of people like you, the Vietnam veterans. You helped keep the communists away from our neighborhoods back in Vietnam. And then you made sure that we had a safe passage to your own country after we lost ours. Sadly, you weren't given the welcome, the hero's welcome, when you returned home that first time. And, you know, like all the other veterans did before you and after you, and then you had to face your personal nightmares alone, and you were publicly shamed by your very own neighbors. And that was an egregious error that many civilians made back then. But fortunately, things have started to turn around, and people are making efforts to make amends with you, to show you how much you are all appreciated. And that's why our town of Barnegat has allowed me and my husband Jimmy over here to build a memorial specifically for Vietnam veterans right at Gazebo Park, alongside the other memorials honoring heroes right there. And we are hoping, we got our fingers crossed, we're hoping that we're going to be able to build that, to complete that by Veterans Day of this year. And then that's why an event like this is happening, an event where Vietnam veterans specifically are invited to come out for a night of free food, free beer. Did I mention the free beer? And we're doing this to personally show you how much we appreciate everything that you've done. So on a local level, our goal is to be able to reach every single Vietnam veteran living in Barnegat, especially the ones who may have been a little reluctant to acknowledge their service or talk about it. And we want to have them come to one of our events. That's our local goal. But on a broader level, we'd love to have other towns and communities get inspired by what we're doing and do the same exact thing for their Vietnam veterans in their towns and cities. Now, wouldn't it be great if every single town had a Vietnam Veterans Memorial and thank you nights out for their Vietnam veterans? I think so. I think so. So, and you know, if we can do it, if my husband and I can do it, and quite honestly, who are we? We're just 2 nobodies, you know, who had a little extra free time on our hands because we don't have any kids. 3 dogs, but that doesn't count, right? And my husband doesn't count as a kid. But
most of the time.
Most of the time. But we're just 2 nobodies who decided that this was the right thing to do, and so we forged ahead and we did it. And so if we can do it, they can do it too, and we think that they should. Now, obviously we couldn't be able to, we wouldn't be able to do this without the support of our town, Barnegat. And here to say a few words on behalf of Barnegat is our former mayor and current committeeman, John Novak.
I may be a pilot, but I'm afraid of heights. This is T and Jimmy's night. This is not anything that I want to take away from them. Barnegat is very, very honored to have T and Jimmy in our town. Barnegat is very, very honored to have an active VFW and an active American Legion, and I'm sure they appreciate T and Jimmy. Barnegat is very proud. The United States of America is very proud of people like T and Jimmy who recognize that living in this country is a great, great honor. And it's a great, great honor because of the men and women in uniform. And I mean that very sincerely. Thank you all.
And that's support from our town. And on a national level, we have a field representative from Congress, field representative for Congressman MacArthur, and Bob Smyth is here, and he would like to say a few words as well.
Thank you. I can talk loud enough at this kind of group, and I just want to say, first of all, you're not nobodies. You're special people.
That's right.
On behalf of Congressman MacArthur, and as a Vietnam veteran, I really want to thank you for what you're doing, but I also want to say to all the Vietnam veterans here, and their spouses and their families, welcome home.
Thank you.
We are here for you. I do a lot of outreach. And Jay Hayden, Jay, raise your hand. Jay's back here, works with us also. He's a part of the Wounded Warrior Fellowship on our staff. We reach out to the military at the Joint Base because it's in our congressional district. We reach out to every veterans organization in Burlington County and Ocean County. You may have seen me at some of your things. I'm certainly happy to come into Barnegat also. We are members of all the veterans organizations by virtue of the fact that we're veterans. I was in Vietnam in 1970 and 71 and had a unit that was an engineering and logistical support unit with 9 support bases. And even though my name tag here says Cam Ranh Bay, that was, Cam Ranh was a large, major support base and airfield. But I had bases and units accompanied with multiple platoons that went from Cam Ranh out to Cambodia. So it was all that area in 2 corps. So I really didn't get to some of the areas that you've all been in. But I got to Saigon once a month for a meeting down there, and I know you were born in Saigon. But we're glad to see you here in the United States. But again, if we're Burlington County and most of Ocean County. We have offices in Toms River, Marlton. Is there anything we can do to help you, your effort, and anyone here in the room or any friends you have that have issues with the VA or anything like that, don't hesitate to call Jay or I or our office. So again, thank you. Welcome home. Great job. Glad to be a part of this. Thanks.
So tonight we bring you some pretty cool things. First of all, I want to start by thanking Tori Fisher. I want to start by thanking Tori Fisher, who is the owner of Backward Flag Brewing Company, who is also a veteran herself, having done 2 tours in Iraq as a Black Hawk helicopter crew chief, and is always doing something to try to help the veterans. So thank you very much, Tori. Tori is not standing here by herself, so I also want to extend my thanks to her entire team who have donated their time and their space and sometimes even furniture just for our event tonight. So I want to give a big thank you to all of them as well. So we also have, in case you haven't tried some yet, we also have some Vietnamese food back here. I know that many of you weren't able to try Vietnamese food while you were in country, so tonight's your night if you haven't done it yet. I know that some people have gotten a chance to eat it and they're just like, oh my gosh, this is what I was missing out on. But if that's not your thing, we have tons of pizza. We have 16 boxes of pizza. So, and we have a lot of popcorn and peanuts around too. Please mingle if you haven't done so already. We printed out a couple of basic information on everyone's name tags to help find some commonalities. And if you're a Vietnam veteran, your name is underlined. Okay? And we also have some media personalities here. We have Joe Griffiths. Where's Joe? Joe, there you are. Joe Griffiths, he is a veteran radio show host with his co-host Bill Davenport. Where's Bill? There he is, Bill Davenport as well too. And we also have reporters from the first 24/7 Vietnamese channel in the United States. That's right, from Saigon Broadcasting Television Network. They're over in the corner over there. And they're right here too. Oh, where's Destiny? Where'd Destiny go? Oh, she's right there. Okay, we're all spread around. Okay, so Destiny and her crew came all the way up from Washington, D.C. just for this event to show the support that the Vietnamese community has for events like this. Okay, and then obviously we met Bob Smyth and our two, and also Mr. John Novak back there, and also the commanders of the two military posts that we have, the veterans posts in our town. We have the commander of the VFW, Frank Healy, over there, and we also have the commander of the American Legion, Gene O'Grady, over here as well too. But see, you're all clapping for them, but they and we are all here for you. You are the true VIPs of our event, the Vietnam veterans. So, allow me to say the names of all of our VIPs here in alphabetical order by last name. We have Mike Addis. Where'd he go? Where's Mike?
Down here.
Oh, okay, there you go. We have Jim Chavan. Where's Jim? There he is. Bill Davenport. Rich Engebretson. JJ Dugan. Back here. He's by the food. You know what he's been doing this whole entire time. Pete Janecki. Joe Griffiths. Frank Healy. Bob McCullough. Where's Bob? There he is back there. Phil Marcucci. There he is. Frank Neely. Over there in orange. Ryan Nixon. There he is. Bob Smyth. Frank Smyth. There he is. Bexy Charlie Thomas. Where is he? Ambassador Teresa Tull, who is stationed in Saigon and Da Nang for 7 years at the embassies over there. That's right, that's right. You definitely want to talk to her. She's been in Vietnam longer than any of the other vets, I think, all put together, right? Robert Veros. There he is. Robert Williams. Tom Zanka. Sitting back there. And finally, Bill Zarella. Where'd Joe go? He's sitting down over there too. So, it is truly an honor to be in the same room as all of you. So I hope you enjoy your night as our heroes, and welcome home.